Hello YouTube, hello Internet, it's Iric Sky here. Just wanted to take a few moments to explain how a penny stock pump and dump, how that usually pans out. As we can see here, we've got a stock chart in front of us. This one I blanked out the ticker symbol because that doesn't really matter. This is just a good charting example of a pump and dump. And penny stocks, as you may or may not be familiar, are not part of what's referred to as the big boards. The big boards are the stocks that you see on your, on your news when you flip your TV on. You have the ticker at the bottom. Those are typically New York Stock Exchange, American Stock Exchange, and NASDAQ. Penny stocks are part of what's referred to as the over-the-counter bulletin board. And this particular stock is a pink sheet. And a pink sheet is the sketchiest of the sketchy penny stocks. And pink sheets can report earnings, but most refuse to report earnings. So with a stock such as this one, this pink sheet that does not report earnings, all of the movements are based solely upon, they're driven by press releases from the company, chatter among traders in stock forums, and pure speculation. So what we see here in September, this particular penny stock, this pink sheet penny stock, was trading at 0001. Now, when a stock's trading at 0001, there's two sides of the fence. There's the ask, so that's 0001. That's what one would pay if they purchased it. And then there's the bid. The bid is what one would receive if they sold the stock. Now, with a 0001, the bid is typically always nothing. So you can buy the stock, but you can't sell it. So during this point of time here, and let's just use $100 for an example. So $100 divided by 0.0001, and this doesn't include commission. Most online brokerages charge about $8 for a trade. So if I put $100 in September, I would get 1 million shares. Now it seems like a lot, but don't be fooled by the number. These penny stocks, especially pink sheets, they seldom run to the penny range, although some do, and some even run to the dollar range, but it's very rare. But realistically, if one purchases a highly speculative penny stock such as a pink sheet, a few 100% increase is easily doable, and here's why. So looking from September to about mid-April, the stock price stays stagnant at 0001. Down here on the volume, you can see a small amount of volume, just a few million shares traded every day. And what this likely is, these are traders that are exiting other positions. They've made a profit. They want to sink a few $100 into something and let it sit. 0.0001 is the absolute lowest price that a stock can trade at. So this is also referred to as the seller, C-E-L-L-A-R. The seller, because stocks rarely crawl out of that seller. When they're in the seller, you can buy it, but you can't sell it. So it's just kind of like it's locked up in the basement. It's not going to go anywhere. So what people do, and oftentimes it's the company itself, they'll release a press release and make some sort of awesome claim, like, hey, our product is now being developed. It's past it's past its trials. Everything works. It's being mass produced by company XYZ, and we expect it to be in retail stores across the country on X date, and blah, blah, blah. So what we can see here, this chart we're looking at now is a great example of that. Because this stock in one day went from 0001 all the way to 0004. And that was because a company released a press release, and they made that awesome claim. And everybody bought into it. They didn't want to miss the bus. So with it being at 0004, the bid is now probably 0003. So at $100 is now $300. Well, the company releases the press release. Now you've got all the chatter among traders on forums. Now most of these penny stocks, in particular pink sheets, most of the volume that people see, most of that volume is coming directly from stock traders on forums, because otherwise people would likely not even know that these companies exist. So you've got people chatting on the forums, and this is where there's something referred to as a cheerleader. So you've got the cheerleader in the stock forum, and the cheerleaders, they're the people that are saying, oh, this press release is so good, and then they're spreading the word of the press release to others on other stock forums, and in essence just getting a bunch of people to buy in on this stock. And what's happening, as you can see here, there's a significant increase in volume. So there's penny stock investors that will identify stocks to dump money into based upon volume. So they'll look at it from a charting perspective alone. If I was an investor that only looked at stock charts and I had been screening, I would notice this is a huge jump in volume, so something's going on. So from a pure charting perspective, I'm probably going to dump some money into this just because I think it's about to take off and it's so cheap. And then there's other people that will invest in it based upon what others say in forums. So the cheerleaders are bringing new investors in. You know, the chart patterns are bringing people in because they see the surge. But then you've also got bashers in there. Bashers, they're the people that are saying, oh, you know, this press release by the company is all bogus, and here's why. And they're trying to dissect it and deter people from buying or encourage people that did buy to dump. And there's many reasons for that. People that are bashing, they might be bashing because they missed out on the opportunity. They weren't in at 0001. And they're upset that others got in. So what they want to do, using their tactics in the forums, they're trying to bash the stock with hopes of people selling it so then they can get in at a cheaper price. So what you see here is kind of stagnant, and then boom, the company releases a new press release. It jumps back up to 0004, stagnant for a few days, and then bam, another huge press release, and it goes to the all-time, to the high during this period of 0005. So at that point, if one sold their $100 investment, they would expect to get around $400, which is pretty incredible. Well, now the company goes silent because they've probably come up with all of the crazy press releases that they can. And it's, as you can see, people aren't dumping too quickly, but then it tapers off, goes down. People lose interest in the stock. They're like, oh man, I've got to go in and get in on this other stock play. So we're back to 0001. Well, all of a sudden it jumps from 0001 to 0003 because there's another press release from the company. But as you can see, and this just illustrates very well how volatile a penny stock can be, as soon as it goes to 0003, it immediately goes back down to 0001. So then you've got silence again, but you see a little bit of volume in this 0001 period. People are accumulating more 0001s for the next run. And a run is when a stock goes from one price to another price very quickly. So people are loading back up here, and then boom, it runs again. The company releases a press release. And again, the cheerleaders and all of that come in and promote the stock. Jumps back up to 0003. As you can see, it didn't jump as high as it did last time, and a lot of that is due to the fact that investors have lost confidence because company made all these awesome claims during the last run, but now people aren't willing to be as gullible when a company makes new claims. But they don't want to miss out on an opportunity either, so they're still buying. They're just not buying as much. So again, all the news, everything tapers off, goes back down to 0001. More news pops to 0002, and very quickly goes back down to 0001. So looking at this just from a charting perspective here, we can see one of the first major runs for this company in a long time. It hit at 0005. Second run, not as high, 0003. The final run, at least for this period of time, 0002. So people are very hesitant to get into this. So would this particular stock ever run again? It could. Are people going to accumulate as much at 0001 this time? Probably not, because the company has established a poor name for itself. Didn't deliver on the promises that it made in the press releases. So this is just an excellent. I feel this is an excellent example of a pump and dump, and this particular pump was run primarily by the company itself because they were pushing out the official press releases, making awesome claims, none of which panned out. And then secondarily, the cheerleaders in the stock forums really helped out with the pump too. But it's, again, this and nothing in my other videos is a recommendation to buy or sell a security. This stuff is super dangerous. It can be very fun, unlike a big board stock where a huge percentage increase is maybe 40 or 50% in one day of trading, and that's unusual. With these, I mean, you can see hundreds of percent in one day, if not thousands. And just to give everyone an example here of what someone with that was able to recognize what was happening here could have done with $100. So they take $100 back in September at 0001. So, oops, messed up. 100 divided by 0001. So they got 1 million shares. Then they sold it on this first run. So that was 0004. So they sold it at 0003, the bid. So now they've turned that $100 into $300. Now they're kind of disappointed because had they waited, they could have sold it, well, when it hit 0005, which would have been 0004 on the bid, so they would have had 400. But a smart investor is not going to care about that because they're going to see, oh, this is starting to taper off. So they're going to wait till it goes back down to 0001. Now this time, they're able to get $3 million. Keep in mind, the initial investment of the speculative investor was only $100. So now they've got 3 million shares. Well, they just sit on it, and they wait to the next run. Well, 0002, they can't get anything out of that. They're just going to be breaking even because the bid is 0001. But when it hits 0003, they cash out at 0002. So now they've got $600. Well, it plummets. They miss out on this. And then they start getting worried because 0003 comes back up, but then it tanks. So that person that only took $100 back in September and cautiously exited and re-entered was able to turn $100 into $600. Now this won't happen for everyone, but I mean that's a nice percent increase, and that's what attracts a lot of people to the penny stocks, in particular pink sheets. But thanks again for tuning in, everyone, and again, be careful. Do this with caution. This is not a hobby for everyone. Have a good day.